All right, hey everyone, thank you for logging on to StateChamps.tv. This is another edition of The Buzz, the online version of The Buzz. It's called the OT with Markowski. He is Tom Markowski of the Detroit News. My name is Lauren Plant. We haven't done this for a few weeks, so got a lot of stuff to talk about. First off, I just want to ask you one other question, and I didn't get a chance to do this on TV. We were talking about the new bats, the new bat restrictions that are affecting high school baseball now. What was the main reason why they went? I know in college they did this because those guys are so big and just hitting these line drives and these bullseyes. Right. Is that the same reason why they did that for high school?
It's kind of camouflage behind the safety issue. But really, because the college did it, all the high school coaches that I've talked to, not all of them, 90%, 95%, like it, and they want to go back to where it was. I guess the purity of the game with the wooden bats. Now, granted, they don't use wooden bats anymore, although when I say that, some kids are now going back to wooden bats because there's not a lot of difference between the wooden bats and the new aluminum bats. Okay, they did it for safety reasons in the colleges. We just talked off camera that you can only imagine. I mean, those college kids are kind of like pros. They're almost like minor leaguers, and they can hit the heck out of the ball. And it was real dangerous for a third baseman, a pitcher. Yeah. I mean, so if you go online, you can see some of these pitchers getting nailed by these baseballs. And they needed a safety issue. It's a little bit that way in high school, but because you have 16 and 17-year-olds, they're not as developed physically, so the ball's not stinging off the bat like a college player's would. So, but it's more in line with just the purity of the game and not having, let's say, a hitter that would normally hit, let's say, 220, 240. With the older bats, they're 300, 350 hitters where, you check your swing. They were laughing, of course. Right. Sometimes you'd check your swing and the ball would go 200 feet. It was a joke, kind of. We've seen some of those games. So it was done for both reasons. The safety issue, which isn't so much of a problem at the high school level, but just getting back to purity of the baseball, of the game of baseball, and where bunting and defense and the good hitters, take a Cam Gibson, for example, from Grosse Pointe South. He's going to hit line shots, and he's going to hit the ball hard. Granted, he's not going to hit the home runs he hit last year, but so be it. Nobody else will either, so that's an even playing there. The good hitters are still going to hit the ball. It's just going to, the coaches are telling me that it's separating the really good players from really your marginal players.
Drew Henson, your records are safe.
Yeah, he's 23, but the kid from Gull Lake at 24 is pretty safe. So. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, if you want to check out Tom talking about that, just watch this week's version of State Champs. You can watch it right on our website if you didn't happen to catch it.
And I have a story coming out. I'm not sure when it's going to run, but it's more in-depth and getting the opinions of some of the players at Trenton, the coaches around Dan Samini from Grosse Pointe University Liggett, chimes in on it. It's an interesting topic. They really haven't noticed it so much so far this year. The colder weather has really, slowed things down. Once you get in the middle of May and late May, I think you're going to find out that the ball just doesn't travel as far. They said an interesting thing. Let's say a 390-foot fly ball is now going to be like a 375-foot fly ball. So if you got a 380-foot fence and somebody hits it that far, they better give that little extra pop. So it'll be interesting to see the decrease in home runs.
Right. You can check it out by reading Tom Markowski in the Detroit News. Just go to their high school page.
Or go on detnews.com if you don't buy the paper.